welcome to our podcast. You're listening to New Day by Ikeson at www.ikesonmusic.com. I am Dr. Jody Marmon, licensed clinical psychologist in the state of California, and anything in this podcast is for psychoeducational or entertainment purposes only. There is no therapeutic relationship given or implied. Now,
back. Yes, we're back.
now, welcome to Why Complain When You Can Whine? Three professional women attempting to make sense of toxic nonsense while drinking wine. And today I have my moonlight and roses again because I wanted something light. And because we are right around the corner from Galentine's Day, I have, my niece gave me this glass that says, be mine crossed out, be wine, be wine,
Aww.
be wine. Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, that made a nice noise.
Nice. I'm Heather, licensed professional counselor, domestic violence survivor, and I'm drinking. I've got Jody will be proud of me. I've got the Snoop Dogg wine today.
I was going to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I think
it.
we're feeling pretty gangster lately. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at your wine, and then my wine glass is one I just recently found, like in the back of my cabinet. So I was like, "Hello, I didn't know you were there." It says, "Wine is cheaper than therapy."
Love. I'll drink to that.
But,
Yeah.
Because we need our jobs, right?
Right. Believe me, it's cheaper than therapy until you need therapy for drinking too much.
Yep, exactly.
You know,
In moderation.
Yes.
we're back, bitches.
Yes, we back.
Hello, I am Ashley Paige, founder of Loving Single. I am a single mom and domestic violence survivor. And tonight I don't have wine. And here's why, you guys, because I am drinking a new cocktail recipe that I came up with for Galentine's Day for the new blog, the HauteMess Society. And it is a rose raspberry martini.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It will be we'll put a link to it in the description, so everyone who wants to make it and drink it with us on Galentine's Day, it'll be there.
Awesome.
What are the ingredients?
You'll have to go to the blog to find out.
Oh,
Can we see the glass though? Can we see the glass?
Absolutely. And this is my really fun glass with rose petal and a little lemon wedge on it
I love
with
it.
Rose sugar in it as well. But it's amazing. Cheers, we're back.
Cheers. Happy Galentine's Day. Woo.
Valentine's Day, everyone.
I
Fabulous.
needed wine. I needed wine.
I needed vodka.
I needed alcohol. Let's just say that. I needed alcohol.
I needed a drink today.
Some kind of, what is it? Alcoholic libation. Libation? Yeah.
Libation.
Libation.
Yeah. Bleep, bleep.
Yes.
Ooh, that's yummy.
So
Mm.
Tuesday this year is the wonderful Valentine's Day,
We have
Dun,
renamed-
dun, dun, dun.
which is a bunch of hype made by the Hallmark, isn't it? Hallmark and the other companies like that.
Chocolate
Yeah.
and Hallmark.
Lindor.
My very
Jewelry companies.
when I met my husband, our very first Valentine's Day, we were engaged by Valentine's Day, but our very first Valentine's Day, he came into my work. Well, first, a big giant box, a big box was delivered. And then everyone was like, what's in it? What's in it? And then he came in with more stuff. So in the big box was a huge balloon that when you open it, the balloon pops out saying, be my Valentine. And then he had a dozen roses, a little devil stuffed animal, and a ring. And I told him, we were already engaged, but I told him, this is lovely, but once we're married, you're not going to be spending money like this on our money. Your money right now, that's fine. Spend all you want on me. But when it's also my money, yeah, we're gonna have to tone it down a little bit. Like, we don't need all this.
She
But
put her foot down on the finances from the beginning.
I think that's
too much.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that that's fabulous, but I'm going to be honest with you. I never had a celebrated uber special Valentine's Day. Like,
Me
let's be
either.
honest. I came from the abusive relationship where he intentionally ruined every single holiday and made it 100% him. And it was always and ever, baby, I promise you next Valentine's Day, I'll do something super special for you. But meanwhile, I was over here spending all my money on him. Let me show you that I love you. No, this is Galentine's Day. I am my own Valentine, and my daughter is my Valentine, and I am spending stupid money on me and my kid and getting myself, I went and bought myself a bouquet, a dozen roses today, and it felt fabulous.
yeah.
You can buy yourself flowers.
Totally.
But I will say, in stark contrast to my husband and my first Valentine's Day, my ex and my last Valentine's Day, I get to work and he texts me, "Oh, there's flowers for you in my truck." I'm like,
Thanks for keeping them
I'm
alive.
sorry, you're in your truck in the parking lot. And I go to his truck and there's like Albertsons roses
Wilted, weren't
thrown on the seat. And I picked them up and like one of them's kind of hanging over. And I was just like,
naturally. That's how much I love you.
Yeah.
Jody, is I love you enough to stop by Albertsons and then throw those bitches right on the seat.
In the truck for you to go and get. And he was like, I totally forgot. Dude, you didn't forget, because we were supposed to have plans for like a month until he was seeing somebody else and accused me of sabotaging his Valentine's Day by actually thinking we were going to do something on Valentine's Day.
How dare you sabotage my Valentine's Day with my mistress?
And I literally, I was so embarrassed and humiliated. So, you know how everybody's asks you what you got for Valentine's Day or what did they give you? So I took like this close-up picture of the prettiest put together flowers and made it kind of real artsy and posted that I got this dozen roses. And meanwhile, when I came home, they looked like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree of roses.
That is right there. Let's stop right there. That is so indicative of abuse, a victim of abuse, where we will take these busted up fucking flowers and then we will still try and find a way to celebrate them. And we'll take the prettiest rose and we'll make it look like all like nice and like, oh my God, look, he got me these flowers, which is why it's so hard to look back through our photo albums, because nothing is fucking real. We fabricated and gaslit ourselves the entire fucking time.
Yep. Yeah. The only thing my abusive ex ever got me was this bracelet. And I still fucking wear it because it's the only fucking thing he ever got me for Valentine's Day, and I like it, so I keep it. But that's the only otherwise I remember like he didn't get me anything for any birthday or Christmas. I remember 1 year for Christmas, I spent hundreds of dollars on him for like stuff they wanted. I got him like a PlayStation 4 with like a VR headset and like pellet gun that he wanted and like all sorts of shit. I have a pellet gun. I took that shit back. But like he didn't get me anything, but that 1 year, it was days before he discarded me for the woman he was sleeping with on the side. Yeah, so those are not fond memories of my relationship, but I do like this bracelet because it's pretty and it's got like the figure eights on it, which is my jam. So it's mine and I don't care. But
and it's so sad because I think about, and this is Christmas, not Valentine's Day, but I remember the last Christmas we were together, I got my ex the most expensive Fitbit. And he's like, "Oh, well, my kids," which I don't think it was his kids, I think it was the new supply. "My kids got me an Apple Watch, so you could take that back."
Yeah.
And you know what? I did. And I gave him the money.
Of course.
Like, you know, I look back now and I mean, I remember the whole time thinking, why am I even doing this? But, you know, yeah. Oh, dear fuck. I don't know that I ever got him anything for Valentine's Day. I hope I didn't.
I used to get my ex-husband something for Valentine's every year, and he never got me shit either. And he wasn't like an abusive, toxic person. He just wasn't real great at being a husband. But he never got me anything, never had any money to do it. But I always got him and his daughter, my stepdaughter, something every year, like just little stuff. It was just like box of chocolates or like a coffee mug or just something like something to acknowledge that we're in a fucking marriage. I don't know. Like, but overall, like I've also never really given two shits about Valentine's Day because of all the hype and all the drama around it and all of like the depression that some people feel because they're not in a relationship, which I think sucks, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm all about single Valentine's Day. Galentine's Day is where it's at. I've had more fun on Valentine's Day being single than I ever had on Valentine's Day in a relationship. So
100%.
I'm all about it.
I actually, now that I think about it, I did give my ex a Valentine's Day something. The year after, so we separated in 2018, 2019 on Valentine's Day, I took the card that he gave me in 2018 that professed his undying love for me and how he was so happy I was in his life. I took that card and inside it, it was Wednesday Addams, and it said something like, I don't care. I don't hate you. I just really don't care if you're alive or dead or something like that. We're living in this world. And I put that in the card and I put it on his windshield. So he got his Valentine's card back along with my, I don't hate you. I just don't give a flying fuck if you're alive or not kind of thing. Happy Valentine's Day.
That's hilarious. I mean,
hilarious.
I've got to say the best Valentine's Days I've had are the most recent few years with my kid. And I'm so like, oh my gosh, I might get emotional in the best way. I'm so excited for this weekend because my daughter has her first ever dance. It is the father-daughter dance at her school tomorrow night, and she's taking my dad. And I'm so excited for her. And my dad asked her to be his Valentine.
Oh.
And like, super, super freaking stoked about it. But I got to tell you, like the whole celebrating Valentine's Day, and because here's the thing is Valentine's Day has turned into this whole romance thing. But when I changed that, especially with like the whole concept of living single, because this isn't the first Valentine's Day I've had with the concept of living single, when I turned it into Valentine's Day is a day that we celebrate love in all of its facets and all of its various relationships. The love that I even have for you too, for example, or the love that I have for my daughter or my girlfriends, and just celebrating that love and being able to share that and express that, like, oh my God, I love you guys so much. I'm thinking of you today. I'm honoring you. Like it really has I've adapted a new mentality towards it where I can look forward to this day and appreciate it rather than be like, man, damn it. I don't have a man to celebrate this day with, but it's actually exciting because, you know, like we get to sit and have drinks together. And then we, you know, like Naya and I are going out on a little date and she gets to go have a date with my dad and things like that. So, but it's also creating this new concept of Valentine's Day with my kid, you know, where we're redefining it. And I think that's the most powerful thing about, honestly, like being a woman, is that we have this opportunity now in this moment to say, I'm going to redefine this day. And it's not going to mean what the society tells me it's supposed to mean. It's going to mean this instead.
Yeah. I love that.
A couple things. One, for people who have been or are in toxic relationships, I've noticed a pattern, like amongst my friends and clients and stuff, that on Valentine's Day, suddenly they get either these really expensive buying them off gifts, like yeah, I've been a piece of shit all year long, but here is this Louis Vuitton purse with, I don't know, diamond earrings with whatever, like here, this is how much I love you. See, it's not about how I treat you. It's about me giving you these wonderful, amazing gifts. Look over here, not over here. And with what you just said, reminds me actually of one of the things that I tell my clients when they're leaving toxic relationships. I tell them, I know this is a hard time and a sad time, but this is also a very exciting time because you actually get to define who you are as a person. You get to be your true and genuine self. You get to be heard. You get to use your voice. You get to do things that you weren't able to, allowed to do. You get to discover that person that you know is in there, but you've been afraid, it's been pushed down, and you get to now grow and shine and be. So yes, it is a hard time. I'm not ever going to take that away from anybody, because I don't care how toxic a relationship is. When you leave it, it hurts, it's hard. But when you also look at, you get to redefine Valentine's Day, for fuck's sake. You know, that it can be kind of exciting.
Totally, because you get to rewrite the narrative around what things mean to you and what you want, like what they meant and what you want them to mean now. And you touched on a really cool point that I had a realization on while I was still in the abusive relationship, because he would do little things, but we didn't have money. So he would he was a chef. So he would cook me meals. And then obviously they try and let me make sweet love to you. And shit like that, and let me cut up this paper and write this really non-romantic love letter to you. And I'm going to make the bed and I'm going to do the dishes. And I remember being what does one day of you telling me you love me mean when the other 364 you treat me like shit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God. The card that my ex gave me when he was literally fucking someone else of, oh my God, my life is so much better with you. I love you forever and always. And I looked at it, and initially was like, oh, this is so sweet. And then it became, seriously, motherfucker. Seriously.
And I don't know, Heather, maybe you can relate to this for sure. Cause I know Jody, your ex was, you guys were both in the justice system. So he wasn't about breaking the laws. He was just about breaking your heart. But we
should get him a t-shirt that says
I know. But my ex was he was a drug dealer and he was a fucking criminal. So he would utilize upcoming holidays as an excuse for him to go slang drugs, which I was totally against. I thought my love could save this man. So he's like, listen, babe, Valentine's Day is tomorrow and I've got to go out tonight because I got to make money for your gift. And then he'd go out and he'd get shit-faced the night before. He'd be partying with all his friends. I'm sure he was cheating on me in order to be able to buy me a gift. I'm like, motherfucker, you knew that Valentine's was coming last Valentine's Day and you still ain't prepared for it. I don't know if you can relate, Heather, but he would use that as excuses to go out and do dirty work.
All the time. It didn't matter. If he'd go out in the middle of the fucking night, randomly while I was sleeping, and I'd wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, he would be gone. And he would be like, oh, I just need to do this while you're asleep. But he's out fucking whoever the fuck he wants and slanging dope and doing what he does. And he would do that on birthdays, holidays. It almost didn't fucking matter what day it was. He would just never be around. And then when he was, he expected me to be all 100% there for him. And I'm like, where the fuck were you? You're not my PO. You don't have to ask me any questions.
I would always say, be like, man, I don't want you to use your drug money on a gift for me. That's gross. I'd be like, never mind, I don't want a gift. And he'd be like, well, you said you didn't want one, so I didn't buy it for you.
I was gonna say, that's what their whole, what, hey, you told me.
You told me.
So.
Oh, I'd take the money. Okay.
I
I'll
don't
take
care
any
where
money
it
you
came
get.
from.
I remember actually one time he got me these beautiful black pearl earrings in this really cool case. And I was like, bro, I was like, babe, where did you get these? Come to find out he stole them. I was like, I don't want them.
So I just had a flashback. Like when he got me this bracelet, I actually paid for this.
Yeah, of course you did.
First.
Of course you fucking did.
He asked me to give him the money and he wouldn't fucking tell me what it was for. And I figured maybe it was him trying to do something for Valentine's Day, but I was like, whatever. So I like transferred the money to his Cash App card because motherfucker can't have a bank account because why? He owes banks more money than he'll ever have. So I like transferred this money to his Cash App, and then like he bought the bracelet, like ordered it online for me, and then like paid me back in like 5s and 10s, like later.
5s and 10s. Well, at least they
That's
were
a
one.
stellar fucking memory right there. That's hilarious. I need this money. Why? I can't tell you.
Oh my God. I can't. My ex used to use, so his dad, we lived with his dad, and his dad adored me. This is before Naya, my daughter. And his dad would give he would give my ex money for me for like Christmas presents. Cause he just called me his daughter-in-law because we were together for so long. My ex would then use the money from his dad to go buy me presents and be like, baby, this is from me. And I'm like, what? This is from your dad. He's like, yeah, but I went out and bought it. And I was like, what if I wanted to use the money for something else? He's like, can you just be grateful for the gift? I'm like, sorry, I forgot I'm not supposed to ask questions. Thanks, honey.
Don't ask questions and always be grateful for every breadcrumb.
And remember, like my ex, how much they're sacrificing to be able to do whatever it is that they are doing for you. Because holding up that mask of a halfway decent person is very, very hard.
So
it is. So
give me credit.
Huh?
Give me credit for how hard it is to hold up my mask. Right. Damn it.
My God, woman, I could be so much worse than I am. So be grateful that I'm not. Oh yeah. Okay. I guess.
Oh my God. I just remembered while you were saying that, I just remembered the last Valentine's Day that I spent with a man was, I spent it with this man that I call Frank, and we were in Uray. Whole long story. I'll have to tell you about it during our dirty.
It's funny the way you said this man that I call Frank.
That wasn't his
name. Call Frank. Like that's not his name, but you're like, this is the man that I call Frank.
I call Frank, but that's not his
Frank.
I call him Frank.
I call him Frank.
You know the show Bodyguard, the movie Bodyguard with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. Okay, he was my Frank. He was my bodyguard rescuer. Totally fell in love. We spent
the Bodyguard. I know the story already.
We spent Valentine's Day driving back from Uray, because we were supposed to be spending it this really romantic day, but he drove me back because he was feeling really, really upset because he missed what he told me was he was falling too hard, too fast for me. And he was scared. The reality of it is that he was actually sleeping with his business partner and he needed to get back to Denver in time to take her to dinner. That was the last Valentine's Day. I just pick winners, you guys. That's why we call it loving single. Oh, hell no. I don't trust myself no more.
I love
the whole I'm falling too hard, too fast.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to back away now.
I'm scared. I'm falling too hard, too fast. Like I remember specifically, we were walking down Uray. We had just spent this amazing evening in the hot tub. We had just had this incredible breakfast. He bought us, like he was loaded, right? So he got us the room Oprah, the penthouse suite that Oprah stayed in this hotel in Uray. And I remember we were outside walking. It was snowing. It was magical. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like falling for this man. And he's my bodyguard. And he gets this text and then he gets all solemn and like down. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I think I'm falling too hard, too fast for you. And I just think we're moving too quickly. And I think it would be better if we just packed up and went home a day early because I really want to take it slow with you. Then I find out he had to get to Denver really fucking fast to take his mistress to dinner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
As
I
is
think
Moby.
after that I was done with Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Last year for Valentine's Day, me and my friend Heidi, we went and there's like an all-you-can-eat Italian joint like down the highway
Oh
from
my
me.
God. I can
And
Italian
we went there
I suddenly got
and
very
like
full.
ate yeah,
I
got
just
a
got
shit
full.
ton of Italian food and drank champagne and like it was amazing. That's the kind of shit that I'm doing now, Galentine's Day.
Hell
And Papa Murphy's has a heart-shaped pizza that you can make yourself. I might just do that this year.
Order a heart-shaped pizza and eat it by yourself on Galentine's Day with your raspberry rose martini.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take fucking pictures of it and you can add it to your blog, bitch, because that's how we're doing it this year.
Done. Sold.
Sweet.
Give me a review.
Heart-shaped
Cocktail.
pizza. You wait.
You know, and I feel sad. Like my son, we were at the store and there was something about Valentine's. Oh, there was all the Valentine stuff. And he's like, yeah, whatever, Valentine's Day. I don't have a Valentine. And I'm like, dude, one day, don't worry, you'll get a Valentine. He's 20. You'll get a Valentine. I said, and then it's all about spending money, honey. So be happy right now that you don't have one. But it is sad because it's like starting at a young age. I don't know what age. It's high school, I think. You know, it's all about, they had, what was it? Even middle school, they had Valentine heartograms or something that you bought.
In elementary school, we had like Valentine's Day where you could give all your friends Valentine's Day
We had
cards.
to give
In elementary
everybody.
school.
In elementary school, we gave everybody. You set up a little box and you
We
had
did
to
it.
buy from school, and everybody had, because I remember it was a very windy day one day, and of course I dropped my box. And so all the cards like blew up against the fence and I had to
Aw.
run and try to get them. But
Oh,
yeah, we had to do, but at that time you had to give like, it was kind of a known thing. You give everybody in the class. You don't, you know.
no. No, they didn't do that. There were kids that picked and choose who they would put Valentine's in their
That's
little
not
box, their little
okay.
shoe boxes.
That's
And
not
so some
okay.
kids would not get as many Valentines as other kids, and that's heartbreaking.
When
No,
my son was in elementary school, we did there was 30 kids or 20 kids, you did 20 Valentines, and they all said pretty much the same thing. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy
Yeah.
They were
Valentine's Day.
supposed to, but I remember kids not getting, like, they would like double up on some of their friends, like, and they just wouldn't tell them.
no, even on my daughter's school, we got this whole paper that says you must bring 18 Valentine's Day. No, like don't even put names on it. The only
Kids
thing
need
it
to
can
know.
say on it is from so and so.
Yeah.
That's all you can put on it, is that they're very much all about like, we're not playing that game.
I went to
And
a
in
sneaky
middle
ass school.
In middle school, they start doing Valentine-ogram thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Where you spend money, I don't know, $5 for a sea sucker or something like that. And I felt so bad. Like if my son, I didn't do it, but I almost felt like I need to buy him one just in case. He's the only one that doesn't get one, but I didn't, because that's kind of embarrassing. Your mom's the one that gave it to you. But
Just put a secret admirer.
but then it would be like, Mom, I have a secret admirer. Yeah, no, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Want one.
But he luckily he would tell me like, you know, one person maybe in his class got one, or a couple people. So, but I don't like that. I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
In
No,
high school, they did singing telegrams because I
Yeah.
sang in the choir, and like, so we would get orders from students, and we would have to show up in various classrooms and sing Valentine's Day love songs to random people in high school. They love it when I show up. The creepy goth girl.
I never
like,
got Valentine's Day grams or Christmas grams or any grams.
any
I
grams.
don't think I did either.
Grams, nothing.
No,
Mm-mm.
not me. Never got them. So how can we, so for our listeners, what are some good ideas for them to celebrate themselves and self-love in this upcoming Galentine's Day?
I, for one, look at the day as like, honestly, it's Tuesday.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
Like,
It's like, it's Tuesday.
I gotta work Wednesday.
Yeah, I have a full day of work on Tuesday. By the time I'm done, I'm like gonna make dinner and be done. But I think doing something, because I am all about the self-care, self-love, taking time for doing something for you, regardless. Doesn't matter if it's Valentine's Day. I try to have my clients, male and female, take at least, and this is the bare minimum, 1 hour a week. And that's like the bare minimum of a bubble bath, go get a massage, aromatherapy, why not? Even guys can take bubble baths. Why not get your bathtub going, fill the freaking bubbles, candles, scents, all of that stuff, and wine or raspberry, what do you call it? Raspberry vodka?
Raspberry rose martini.
Raspberry rose martini, of which the recipe will be in your vlog. So, but doing that and taking the time to just do something that you truly, truly do for you and you only.
Yeah. Be your own soulmate. Geez, buy something for yourself. Get chocolate for yourself and eat it. Get flowers for yourself and smell them. Sit in the bath. Get a heart-shaped pizza and eat that shit by yourself. Like, just make it about you, because self-love is the first love anyway. Really, it should be. So,
And not even just on Valentine's Day. Why would you just wait till Valentine's Day? Just like, why should you only get something from your significant other on Valentine's Day? Why should that be the day that they decide to be nice to you, whatever? Why should you only do for yourself on Valentine's Day? Why not once a week? Why not more often than that?
Mm-hmm.
Be your best friend. Treat yourself better than, you expect other people to treat you well when you don't even treat yourself well necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I think too, it's an excellent day to practice dating yourself and, like honoring yourself. And the thing is like, if they're like, I don't have a Valentine, well, if you don't have kids and you don't have you necessarily, because some of us don't have like a bunch of my two best friends are here. One of them's like Heather, you live about 5 hours away. Jody, you're a plane ride away. I can't hang out with you guys on Valentine's Day, but here's a couple of ideas. If you've got girlfriends who aren't in the city you live in, hop on Zoom together and have a happy hour. Speaking of happy hour, I'm going to do a happy hour this upcoming week for Single Awareness Day. And then we can all hop on Zoom together, but that's an excellent idea. Hop on Zoom with your best girlfriends, have a couple drinks and talk about things. Or, if you're gonna, if you had a Valentine, quote unquote, you'd be spending money on them. So set that money aside and go do your nails, get your hair done, go get your lashes done, go spoil yourself at Sephora.
Get a facial.
Yeah, get a facial, go get some nice shoes. There's so many different ideas. Order yourself some fucking flowers and have them delivered to your work. There's so many different ways for you to celebrate yourself the way that you
I'm so gonna do that.
Hell yeah, like, you know, like celebrate yourself the way that you would if you had a significant other. Be your significant other. This is like I said, I'm learning this year, I'm being very intentional about dating myself and learning how to be confident in who I am and learning how to enjoy my own company, whether it's going to freaking, like, even if you're on a budget, going to like some small little, you know, budget friendly restaurant and bring in an awesome book with you, or a magazine and a journal, or like Jody said, like making a stellar bubble bath and have a date with yourself with a bottle of wine and a book. Just, you know, make sure to get out of the tub before you drink too much.
Yeah. You know, I know people are like, oh God, restaurants are so crowded on Valentine's Day. You don't have to go to dinner. You can take yourself to brunch. Take yourself to
Totally.
lunch. You can even honestly order to go, pick it up, light some candles at your kitchen table. It doesn't have to be, we have become this society, unfortunately, where it's like a lot of people don't want to do things by themselves. Like, I would never go to a movie by myself. Some of it is being a single female. I get that people don't want to do things by themselves, but other times it's just alone. Oh my God, that's like, but sometimes, again, you're your own best company. There's a lot of times that I've been with people that I wish I was alone. It would have been way more fun. But
Amen.
don't because I know as you're talking about buying things and doing things for yourself, I am the type of person that I will spend money on everybody else before I spend money on myself.
Right.
So I'm like, I will look at something and go, yeah, but no. But you know what? Do it. Anybody who lives near a Trader Joe's, a lot of people may not know what a Trader Joe's is that listen, but most people do. Trader Joe's has very inexpensive flowers, $5 for a pretty bouquet of flowers. Buy flowers once a week, once every 2 weeks. You don't have to wait till Valentine's Day to treat yourself to nice, happy things. Putting flowers on your kitchen counter or your kitchen table or your dining room or living room, whatever, makes a huge, it's amazing what flowers, just a bouquet of flowers can do for your mood and for the room and the atmosphere and all of that. And they don't have to be expensive. You don't have to buy $75 flowers if you don't want
No,
to.
they're gonna die anyway. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and you just touched on something, you made me think of something, Jody, is if you're single right now and you're like, man, listen, I want to be in a healthy relationship. I want to attract a healthy partner. I want to be in love. Listen, the way that you love yourself and the way that you treat yourself and the way that you pour into yourself sets the standard and the expectation for how people should and ought to treat you. So if you're treating yourself like shit, understand that you're going to also attract people that find it acceptable to treat you like shit. And when you love yourself and you are pouring into yourself and treating yourself, then that is the bare fucking minimum.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know,
if you're used to pouring into another person and not yourself, start, because I'm going to tell you, like, as being single the last couple of years, I have been like pouring all of that stuff. I'm like, all right, all of the energy I poured in to men, to relationships, I'm going to start pouring that into myself. Because Lord Almighty, I'm saving a lot of money being single, because like Ashley, some of the men we have chosen have been bums and not financially stable ones either. So like I have so much more money to like pour into myself, but I also have so much more time to pour into myself. And it's like, if I was in a relationship right now, what would I be wanting to do with that person, for that person? How would I be pouring myself into that person like I always have? And how, now that I'm single, am I going to pour that into myself? Like, and that intention that I've made, man, I've got more tattoos, like stuff that I just want to do. Like,
yeah,
all the like self-care stuff I've neglected, just healthcare stuff I've neglected, like things that I neglected because I was so focused on the health of someone else, on the stability of someone else, on the happiness of someone else. Now I'm like, if I just keep practicing turning that focus back in on me, I'm telling you, it's been the best couple fucking years of my life, just being on my own and making that a point, just to remember that, because that loneliness is not about being alone. Loneliness is about missing a connection. And that connection isn't with another person necessarily. That connection that you're missing could very well reconnect with yourself. Loneliness goes away. It does. Anyway, that's my rant. Thank you for coming to my
And
TED
it
Talk.
is so true that when you learn what you will accept from you, you're not going to accept less from other people.
Amen.
When you find and discover your true and genuine you, and you do that by dating yourself, by being kind to yourself, by doing things for yourself,
We're better at having sex with ourselves, I'll tell you that much.
Here, drink to that one.
Someone else comes along and you're not going to be so ready and willing to drop a notch. It's like, no, my standards are here now, bitch. So you're not going to do that. You're not going to treat me the same way I would treat me. Not acceptable anymore. So actually, that is like huge to if you want a healthy relationship, it's going to all start with you being kind and good to you. And that also means setting boundaries and knowing what those boundaries are. I've said this before with relationships, and I tell all my clients this: you have your wants, your needs, and your deal breakers. And if you are going to compromise on a deal breaker, that relationship is not going to work. If you are going to compromise on your needs, that relationship is not going to work. You can compromise on your wants, but usually if you're getting your deal breakers and your needs, you're getting your wants. Like, I want someone to give me flowers once a week. Not a deal breaker. Okay, he doesn't really give me flowers, but I'm getting everything else. But I have met and worked with so many people that, like, for example, my deal breaker is I want kids. And 5 years later, he still doesn't want kids. Well, you knew he didn't want kids. Yeah, but I thought he would come around. Okay, that's not a deal breaker to ever be flexible on. I need someone who's going to be home at night. 6 o'clock at night, gotta be home. Okay, well, he works till 7. Okay, I can be flexible, but he needs to be home 7 o'clock at night. Not, oh, well, okay, he works 36 hours in a row and I'm never able to talk to him during those 36 hours. He's completely out of communication. And then he shows up when he shows up. But I mean, it's his job. Really? You're going to already go into it knowing that that's not what you wanted, because your last ex did that very same thing or whatever. So you cannot be flexible on your needs and on your deal breakers.
Your deal breakers are your values. Like, you don't change your value system. Things that you believe can be changed because you can be presented with different evidence, and your values, your value system, other people aren't going to change that. So if you value, we can go like extreme and be like, if you value like the right to choose, you don't want to be with somebody who doesn't, because if that situation arises, you've got, that's a deal breaker, right? Yeah. So like, if you value being single, independent, not having children, then somebody who is demanding that you have kids, like, that's not going to work. Like, your value system, if you value education and you're with somebody who doesn't value like education in that way, you're always going to be clashing in some sense because you're just not going to be meeting on the same level. And that doesn't mean you're supposed to value the same fucking things. You're not like, that doesn't mean education has to be your value. Like, you don't have to think that that's important to you if it's not. But if it's important to them and not to you, then it's just, I don't know how you're getting along. So deal breakers are values. That's what I tell my clients. If your value system are vastly different, it's like,
yeah. And you could say, you know what, I need someone who's my same religion. But then again, I don't need someone who's my same religion as long as they value and respect my doing my thing and they don't try, like, for example, my late husband was not the same religion, but he's like, I don't really care. And I'm Jewish and we had a Jewish wedding. He had a Jewish funeral. We celebrated the Jewish holidays. He didn't care. So that was not like, you know, I just need someone who's going to respect that this is what I do and they could do what they do. So your needs can be like, you know, I don't need someone the same, but I need someone to respect the same. Like, I don't need someone the same education level, but I need someone who respects that this is, you know, education
this
or
is
whatever.
important to me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell you, like, I worked really hard to get my education, and because that value system was passed down to me, and I've been with people that did not even have a GED. So like, that was always the clash. And the clash was like, not that I had a problem with their lack of education. It was that they had a problem with my continued education, and it made them feel like emasculated and insecure in some sense. And although they may not have been aware of it, they took that shit out on me, you know? So there's some stuff, like, you really have to get to know a person and where they stand on different things and what they value and care about. And that's the thing. Like, for me, there are so many years that I didn't even, like, you know what your value system is because it'll show up in your relationships, right? But like, healing from toxic relationships requires like a reevaluation of your values, because you have now compromised them for somebody for so long that you kind of forget who you are and what you value. And
not only compromised them, you've crumbled them pretty much. You've allowed them to just
totally gone.
Yeah.
Well,
so
and
before you ever get another relationship, you got to rebuild those and where you're at. Yeah.
Well, and if I could put this just in another perspective for other people, because the way that I put it is, you have your preferences, your standards, and your boundaries. So your preferences are, I prefer a man who's 6 feet or taller. I prefer someone who's physically fit.
Dark
I don't know.
hair.
The way that
6 feet is a value. That's a deal breaker.
But the way that I put it is, preferences are basically like outer kind of almost like shallow physical features, the way that the outside looks.
What you
okay, but your standards are, I require a man or a woman who treats me with respect. I require healthy communication. I require trust. I require financial stability. I require like those types of things. And the boundaries, like Heather and Jody have said, are fucking deal breakers. Do not cross this line, because once you cross this line, this is a line of no return.
Over.
Done.
You know, when I was on, I did the online dating thing, as probably most people that are single have. And I cannot tell you how many times I have been told, don't put you're a PhD. Don't put you're a psychologist. Don't put you're a doctor.
Same. Don't put your mental health at all. God, it scares.
And I'm like, why would I not put that I have a PhD? Whereas men can put it. If men can put that they're a psychologist, a doctor, a PhD, or whatever, why do I have to, for lack of a better description, dumb myself down for men to feel comfortable. If a man cannot handle that I am a doctor, that I'm a psychologist, that I'm a PhD, because one, I'm not gonna fucking analyze you. I've already judged you by the time I talk to you. Just saying, I've already judged you. But
Amen.
Not analyzing.
We're
I
not
feel.
working. We've already figured it out.
yeah, it's like if I'm talking to you, trust and believe I already have an opinion. But
Fair enough.
because then what? Then when they talk to me, do I have to continue to play dumb? Do I have to continue to play fucking cute little female who knows nothing? Fuck that. That's another thing. That's another thing about relationships. If a man cannot handle a strong woman, then go away.
Yeah.
Go away.
I want to start
And I
right
think there's
now.
a lot of like, yeah. And I think there are a lot of men out there that aren't even aware of that because they'll say, yeah, I don't care. Like, that's awesome. You're a doctor. Like, whatever. They think they don't care, but like underneath, there's like some internalized like shit happening where they're not comfortable in their own masculinity around a woman that is more educated or educated at all. And they just, it's like internalized misogyny.
I've had guys literally, they'll be like, wow, you're a doctor. Wow, you're a doctor. I'm like, okay, can we like move on? Like, okay, I am.
Oh yeah. Oh, they
Can we
look, they
move
take
on?
one look at me and they have no idea I have any education because I'm tatted up. I talk like I fucking curse like a sailor. I vape. I don't look like a professional. So they're like, this bitch. Like, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I have a master's degree and 10 years experience under my belt working with fucking criminals. So try me. And then they're like terrified of me. And I'm like, so that's why I'm putting that in my dating profile. Sorry, like you're gonna know what I do for a living right off the bat because we're just gonna get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And if you're not fascinated by it and you're scared of it, then eat a dick. Like I don't care.
Well, and I think honestly, I think that we should totally on a different podcast do like an entire podcast on dating and like online dating because we could totally do that. I think that would be an excellent podcast. But I do
I have
like
some hysterical stories, by the way.
oh my God. And we could speaking of which, you guys, we have a new little landing page will be linked in the episode below for you to go and submit your stories, your wine suggestions, and also what are they called? My dirty little secrets.
Dirty little secrets.
So that because we want to be able to read these on the podcast because I'm super fucking stoked about that.
For those of you who are not listening, watching on YouTube, you can also email us on WCWYCW1. It's the first initial of why complain when you can whine 1 at Gmail. So if you're not on YouTube, because YouTube's going to have the link, I don't know if Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the other places, you can also go and email us. But yes, wine suggestions, comments, topics, stories, and the dirty little secrets, because
I can't wait for that episode. When we do our first episode, each of our dirty little secrets, it's going to be stellar. And just to preface, because I know that we need to, the dirty little secrets is strictly reserved for your individual dirty little secrets that you have with your ex. And we will, make sure that when you send them in, you keep them confidential, no names.
you can put your name if you want your
just-
name, but not your ex.
Yeah. We're framing it as a dirty little secret. So it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Excited too, because listen, we're back.
We're back.
And we're going to start having guests on our podcast. And these episodes are just going to get steamier and juicier, tea spilling, educational, laughter, boozy fun while we drink our wine and talk about toxic bullshit. I'm so stoked, you ladies. We're back.
Yes.
We have some good episodes planned. Good episodes that you're going to want to crack open your bottle of wine or whatever alcoholic beverage of choice.
It's your popcorn.
Get back, yes, and get your
Good shit.
popcorn and just eat it up.
Yeah. We're making sense of the senseless, unwrapping toxic nonsense, and we are going to have the best 2023 ever.
Oh,
We are taking our power back. We're taking our voices back. We're learning to love ourselves. And what a fantastic year to do so.
Yay.
if you ever wondered what it is going to feel like after leaving a toxic relationship, stick around and explore and grow and enjoy and spread your wings with us. Because we're going to have fun.
We're having fun.
Good time.
Yes. And also I do need to do a little self-promotion. On February 15th, Loving Single, we are going to be doing a HauteMess happy hour. All right. At 6 p.m. Central Time, where we're all just going to come and we're going to have our booze, whoever wants to show up, or your mocktails. We're just going to hang out. Wednesday on Single Awareness Day.
And that is lovingsingle.com.
.co and
.co.
Yeah, .co. And there will be a link in the description as well. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or anywhere else, you're just going to have to hop over to our YouTube page to find this out. If you have any questions, go to lovingsingle.co. You can RSVP, no strings attached. Just come and hang out with the ladies. I will have a requirement that all videos be on. The call will not be recorded, but we're just going to have fun with our gal pals on Single Awareness Day and rock out being single and having our drinks together and just enjoying life.
And remember, we are on YouTube. Subscribe, hit there's a little button that lets you know every time that we upload a podcast, but they should be every Monday again now because we're back.
Yeah. We've been gone for too long.
Yes, we have. So we are back. Just check the every Monday at 5 o'clock at night, 5 in the evening, East Pacific time. So I think it's 5 Pacific time. I have it set at, but just, we're going to be episode after episode after. I'm so excited.
Subscribe, put your notifications on. We're here to stay, bitches.
We're back and we're not leaving ever again.
Hell no. Cheers. Happy
Cheers,
Galentine's
ladies.
Day, everyone.
Galentine's
Thank you.
Day.
Love you.
Love you.